people, welcome to another episode of Grand Football TV. How are we doing? Yes, it is game week 31, guys. Game week 31. Yeah, the season's nearly finished, guys. The season's nearly finished, and quite a lot happened this week. Congratulations to Arsenal and Liverpool, who made it through to the next round of the Champions League. Newcastle, Tottenham, Man City, Chelsea all got knocked out. So Arsenal and Liverpool are still carrying the Premier League flag. And there's quite a lot of tough games coming up in the Champions League. Arsenal will be playing Sporting. Barcelona will be playing Atletico. Bayern will be playing Real Madrid. And PSG will be playing Liverpool. That's how the quarterfinal is lined up. And those games will be a cracker. Yeah, so Arsenal qualified. Liverpool qualified. And before we go into game week 31, it is the Carabao Cup final. Arsenal versus Manchester City on Sunday, 4:30, Wembley Stadium. Who are you picking to win? You can watch our other video where we went extensively into the game. Don't forget to watch that video. Yep. So, game week 31. Before we do that, let's look at game week 30. How did we do in game week 30? Yeah. West Ham versus Manchester City. West Ham, Man City. It finished 1-1. Congratulations to Yema, who was the only one who predicted 1-1 in the game amongst all our pundits. There's quite a lot of draws in this game week 30. 6 draws I've counted. 6 draws. The next one, Burnley versus Bournemouth, also finished in a draw. A 0-0 draw. No one predicted a 0-0 draw for that one. It's the same with the Crystal Palace Leeds game. No one predicted a 0-0 draw as well. The Sunderland Brighton game finished 1-0 to Brighton, winning away from home, and no one predicted that scoreline. Well, a few got the outcome, but not the correct score. Chelsea versus Newcastle. Newcastle winning that one as well, away from home. And no one predicted that scoreline. And yeah, no one even predicted Newcastle to win. No one. Arsenal versus Everton. A big game. The game that everyone will probably live long in the memory of most Arsenal fans because of what happened in it. Max Daumann getting his first goal for Arsenal in the Premier League and becoming the youngest Premier League scorer in the Premier League history. That's big, massive. Yeah, but for our pundits, well done. Almost everyone got that correct score. Well done to Michael. Well done to Timitayo. Well done to Chris, Kiki, Temizak, Anu, Fiyin, Osita, and yours truly. I got that right as well. 2-0. Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Man United, Aston Villa. Well done to Dion, who got the 3-1 scoreline. And they also got some extra points as a star game. So well done to Dion. Nottingham Forest versus Fulham. That finished 0-0 as well. And no one predicted that scoreline. Liverpool versus Tottenham. Tottenham getting their first points under Igor Tudor. They finished 1-1. And no one predicted that scoreline. Everyone thought Liverpool would run riot on Tottenham, but it finished 1-1. Brentford versus Wolves was a beautiful game. It finished 2-2. And well done to David and well done to OK they got that correct score for that game. Yep. So after game week 30, this is how the table looks. Team Isaac is sitting at the top still with 675 points. Anu is now in second with 636 points. Osita in third with 631. Dion has dropped to fourth with 630. And yours truly, I'm on their tail. It's 623. And if we go to the bottom, Timitayo is 11th with 532 points. Yema and David are joint 12th with 530. And King T is still at the bottom with 500 points. Yeah. So that is game week 30. So now we move over to game week 31. Game week 31. And because of the Carabao Cup, there are a few games that will not be played this weekend. So instead of the usual 10 games, you have 8 because of that. But let's run through them quickly with my predictions, and you can let us know yours in the comment section. Bournemouth versus Man United. That will be a Friday evening kickoff. So this game, remember the last time they both met, it was a thriller, a 4-4 thriller. But I don't see this one going that way. But I see Bournemouth beating Man United. I see Bournemouth beating Man United. And I'm going to go for a scoreline of 2-1 to Bournemouth. Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 1. Brighton versus Liverpool. Brighton versus Liverpool. Liverpool done well in the midweek when they got their result in the Champions League. Obviously coming from a losing position from the first leg. So they might be buzzing from that game. And I think Brighton would probably struggle to beat Liverpool. And I'm going to go for Liverpool to beat Brighton away from home, 3-1. Fulham versus Burnley. Fulham, they've dropped off late. They haven't been in good form lately. And I see this game being one of them games where they will struggle to get a result as well. And I'm going to go for Burnley to cause them a lot of problems. And I've gone for the final scoreline to be Fulham 2, Burnley 2. I've gone for a draw in that one. Everton versus Chelsea. Chelsea were very poor in both games in the Champions League, losing a total of 8-2. And I hate to tell them, so what I did there, 8 to tell them that this one will be harder. But they might just find a way to get a result. So I'm going to go for Chelsea to beat Everton 2-1 away from home. Leeds versus Brentford. Leeds, Brentford. I see this one ending in a draw. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me how. But I see both teams struggling to, beat the other. And I'm going to go for Leeds and Brentford to play out a 2-2 draw. A 2-2 draw. The Northeast Derby, Newcastle versus Sunderland, is happening this week, guys. And Newcastle is at home. I think the last one Sunderland won, if I remember rightly. They beat Newcastle by a solitary goal. But this time Newcastle will be able to seek revenge. And I'm going to go for Newcastle to beat Sunderland 2-1. Let's not forget, they've just come out of a major hiding from Barcelona. with an aggregate score of 8-3. So they have to try and get something out of this game, give their fans something to cheer about. And this is no other bigger game than this game against your arch rivals in Sunderland. So I see them beating them 2-1. Aston Villa versus West Ham. This is going to be an interesting game, but Villa, from what they've been playing lately, I don't see where they're even gonna get a result from, because they're on a downward spiral. They're just falling like a cliff, you know, like they're falling from a cliff. So this one, it might be another difficult game for them. And because of that, because West Ham need the points, they're fighting for their lives, I feel West Ham would go there and get a result. And I'm going to go for Aston Villa 2, West Ham 3. Aston Villa 2, West Ham 3. And this game, it shouldn't really mean anything normally, but because of where Tottenham are, this is a very, very important game for Tottenham. Tottenham versus Nottingham Forest. This is like a 6-pointer, guys. They need to win this game, otherwise they will be well sucked in to this relegation battle. They've done well in their last 2 games now. They drew with Liverpool. That's a big game. They beat Atletico Madrid, another big game. But you can argue Atletico took their foot off the gas because they knew they were well and truly qualified. And they played out, they scored against Tottenham, so they felt they didn't really need to do much. So, having said that, this game, Nottingham Forest need to win, Tottenham need to win. So it might either finish in a draw or one of these two teams winning the game. And I'm sure both of them will be happier with a win than a draw. So I'm going to go for Tottenham to beat Nottingham Forest 3-1. I'm going to go for Tottenham to beat Nottingham Forest 3-1. Okay. That's the predictions for game week 31, guys. What are your predictions? Let us know in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.
Don't check this.